Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Motorcycle News brought to you by me, Burtoni Motors. So, every 2 weeks from September 30th to December 9th, Ducati will be launching a new motorcycle as the Ducati World Premiere Series. The first chapter of their launch strategy gave us the Multistrada V2, and yesterday's launch gave us not one, but two new Scrambler models. We're talking about the Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro and the Ducati Scrambler Urban Motard. In today's episode, we're going to go deep into these bikes to see if they are nothing more than a parts bin special that the Scrambler lineup has kind of been known for, or if we're getting something really innovative on our hands. But if you're still thinking about that Multistrada V2 that I mentioned earlier, there is going to be a link at the end of today's video where you can learn all about the Mighty Adventure motorcycle. Alright, you know that saying, save the best for last? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do with the two new Scrambler models. So let's jump in the Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro. From a technical point of view, the bike has the characteristics of the Ducati Scrambler 1100 Pro. And that's really because it is that bike, with some new design elements thrown at it, and that's it. But don't get me wrong, it's a great motorcycle. I spent a few days on it earlier this year thanks to Ducati of Detroit, and it's got an agile chassis, a somewhat underpowered 1079cc engine that delivers about 86 horsepower, but a cool look that the Scrambler family is really known for. The Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro comes standard with 3 riding modes, right? Each associated with the different power modes and various levels of Ducati traction control, also known as DTC. Furthermore, thanks to the front headlight with LED light guide, the bike is always visible and recognizable even during the day. But let's get back to the Tribute Pro. Right, the Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro has been created to pay homage to the history of the air-cooled twin-cylinder engine. 50 years after it was first introduced on a Ducati, which was in 1971. So, Ducati took the 1100 Pro and splashed up with a bit of few visual upgrades. First off is the new gorgeous, and when I say gorgeous, I truly mean it, Gallo Orca. Which translates to Orca Yellow for us non-Italian speaking heathens out there. In addition to the new yellow, Ducati used the logo that was on their bikes at the time, designed by an Italian designer, and I know I'm going to butcher this, but it's Giugiaro, who later created his own design firm that gave us some of the most beautiful Italian vehicle designs ever. But enough romanticizing on vintage Italian designs. Back to Ducati at hand. The Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro was also given black spoked wheels compared to the single piece wheels of the Scrambler 1100 Pro, right? Circular rear view mirrors and a brown seat with dedicated stitching. Those few things may be small tweaks to an already aging bike, but honestly, I can't get enough of the yellow and brown combo going on. This is by far the classiest looking motorcycle to come out of the Ducati Scrambler family since its rebirth a few years ago. Now, let's leave the Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro in the dust and jump into something that I've wanted Ducati to build for a few years now. A supermoto. An actual supermoto, but you know what? It's not that. They're calling it an Urban Motard. But, before we jump into this bike, while I'm happy they built this bike, I think it's the wrong platform. I wanted to see a Scrambler Supermoto built off the Desert Sled because it already has the correct seating position, the longer suspension, and so much more. I'm sure the Urban Motard will be great fun, but I think a Desert Sled-based Urban Motard would have been the right way to go, and I'm questioning why Ducati made this choice. But anyway, let's talk about the new Urban Motard. First thing you notice is that the livery is definitely not boring. It might be one of the most radical liveries we've ever seen on a Ducati, but don't quote me on that. According to Ducati, the Star White Silk and the Ducati GP 2019 Red color are inspired by the world of street art. I don't know why anything street focused has to have a graffiti aspect to it, but I'm not a designer, so I'm gonna let it slide. The Ducati Scrambler Urban Motard is powered by the same engine that powers the Night Shift, the Cafe Racer, and the full throttle models, right? The 803cc L-twin engine that delivers 73 horsepower at about 8,200 RPM. Ducati likes to state that this bike offers wonderful performance and whatnot, but when I rode it earlier in the year, I found it to be a bit lackluster, to be honest. But you know what? Nothing a pipe and a tune might fix. Now, as for these parts, right? I've thrown around the term, parts bin model a few times now, and let's talk about it. The 17-inch spoked wheels come from the Night Shift. The high front mudguard comes from the Desert Sled. The side number plate comes from the Night Shift, and the flat seat also comes from the Night Shift. So once again, we've got a new motorcycle on our hands, quote unquote new, from Ducati Scrambler, but it's just a bunch of parts from other bikes that they put onto a new bike. Obviously the tires, a little more aggressive, a little more street focused, but the bike remains basically a Night Shift with a Desert Sled front mudguard. Very interesting to see who they're fooling here, but it is what it is, right? Not all bike can be the newest and most innovative out there. Something new this year is that Ducati has decided to equip all Ducati and Scrambler models with cornering ABS to ensure high level of safety even when braking with the bike at an angle. Now, for my European followers, all Ducati Scrambler models are also available in a 35 kW version for A2 license holders. Now, both new models of the Ducati Scrambler range will be available at dealerships in the Ducati network from November 2021, so in a few weeks. And if you'd like to get your hands on the Tribute Pro, that will be $13,995, and the Urban Motard will run you $11,695. Both motorcycles are nice additions to the Scrambler lineup, but I'm still missing a bit of innovation here. Grabbing a few parts off one bike, painting them red and white, and calling it a completely new motorcycle is getting a bit redundant. I know there are great designers and engineers at Ducati, and it would be great to see something more than a parts bin special. But let me know your thoughts below on the two bikes. I'm very interested to see if this is enough for you, or would you sell your current Scrambler to buy something like one of these two bikes? Or what is your thought process going into these bikes? Very interested. But that's it for now. Go out there and ride safe.